Hi guys, I wanted to talk about the journey of children who travel at a young age growing up. I've been through that, so I kind of understand how that works and the symptoms and the problems that arise with it. This happened way long ago for me because back then not many people used to travel as children. Not many people used to travel a lot growing up. I think now it's happening more because of the war and displacement and families separating, father or mother living elsewhere. And so the children not only have the problems that I have, but they have more problems because of high emotional intensity. And very intensely emotional because of the situation. They're going through a difficult situation. So I just wanted to mention that as a child growing up, you tend to need stability. Anyway, so people, family, friends, your house, your school, your parks around you, things like that. Things like that make you comfortable and remind you of who you are. So it gives you a type of reminder of how you're supposed to be. Like, for example, social gatherings, holidays, events, different seasons. These things remind you of a certain way of being, which your mind doesn't think twice about. So you take things very easy and you focus on growing. So every few years, 5 years, 6 years, you see your friends growing up with you and you bounce off each other. You're like, oh, you remember me, how I was. There's a very subtle, how do I say? It's from the interaction that you relate yourself with others and you realize this is how you're supposed to be because they remind you of how you're supposed to be. Okay? So when you shift, when you travel as a child, you kind of lose that memory. You forget who you are in a sense. So for parents, it's very scary because they keep trying to reinforce the culture and protectiveness and trying not to make you change. But you have to change. You will have to change. It's not because you don't want to. Yeah, it's much easier not to change. But the reality is you're in a different physical space that pushes you to change, no matter how protected you are and sheltered you are at home, and your choice of friends is very selective or whatever. Your literal physical existence is in a place that is different. You will have different outlook of everything. So you will definitely test out different personalities of you, different feelings you're having. You're gonna practice different things. So my parents, it was different for me because my parents tried to shelter me from everything. And so I tried to live in a space that they tried to raise me in. So I continuously lived kind of in my head, not living in my physical space, because I was taught to live a certain way and believe a certain thing that is not relatable to my surrounding. So I felt very alienated. It could be good and bad. Like, I'm not saying whether it's good or bad, I don't really know. But that's another side of the whole story. The point I'm trying to put across is just one thing. Memory as a child gets erased in a way because you don't have familiarity. It's not erased completely, but it's erased from a certain part of your brain. Obviously, like, your memory is never going to be erased. You always feel that something that you know and remember, but there's like a temporary place that is gone. The temporary memory is something, there's some part that is gone that doesn't come back, and you'll have to dig deeper to kind of redefine it, refind it, dig it up somehow. But your immediate memory loses a bit. So most of my memory, I don't remember by time or the year I remember by the feeling or the transition or the event that happened at that time. That's how I remember sequence of events in my life. I don't remember. And my friend relates to me as well. She went through the same experiences I did, like traveling as a child. So I don't remember much of my timeline, like this happened and this happened and this happened. It's not a sequence. So my life is like random. So that's why my timeline is a bit off in my head. I forget the 1, 2, 3. I have like 6, 7, 8, 1, 10, 11, 20. That's how my life feels. I don't have a linear growth in my personality. It became like bits and pieces of a puzzle. I tried to grow here and then I moved, and then I tried to grow here and then I lost it, and then I tried to grow here, and then I didn't see the connection of who I was until, you know, almost 40 years old. Because then I'm like, oh, okay, I see the pattern. This links with this link. So the struggle is real, and parents will face it, especially parents who don't know what it is, what it's like to be shifting a lot as a child. It is not easy mentally, emotionally. So I think parents need to be more aware of that and try to be more, how do I say, more aware to guide their kids to a space where they don't feel lost, really. Yeah, that's basically it.